Darcy here, and today we're going to go over some ways that you can really use the API Vision Console to speed through your workflow. Let's jump into it. Alright, with the new API Vision Console, we have a lot of things that can speed up our workflow. The first and most obvious thing is the fact that everything is visually laid out here all the time. So obviously before this great new feature, we would have to bring out, all these different plugins all the time. Open, close, and that's time, right? We can stay creative looking at everything all at once, okay? So we see everything laid out, and what's the first thing we can do to also speed through our workflow? On the left here, we see we have toggles where we can turn every single one of these to the same, basically, tab at the same time. So if we hit dynamic, they all go to our dynamics tab, right? If we go to insert, we all get the insert one, and then we get EQ, we got all of them at EQ. Another way to also do the same thing, I'm just gonna select a couple of these different to make this example visual, is we hold option, and then we click any one of these tabs, and it will switch everything. So whether we click on the left, or we hold option, it's going to toggle everything to the same settings for us so we can make these changes. And let's say that we have a couple of tracks that either are grouped, either by us, selecting them both at the same time, or they're actually a group, like all of our drums. And then we can also, once they're both grouped together, we can click and on any one of the parameters, and we can adjust them, and they're going to adjust together as a group, right? So let's say we have 3 or 4 different hi-hat tracks all at the same time, and we want to just EQ them all very similarly and get that vibe going. We have that ability to do that really quickly because, again, grouping, all these interfaces are interconnected, right? We go to the inserts, and then bam, we're gaining them up equally. Okay, next thing is when we go to see the presets, we click on the little square here, and it brings up all of our presets. We also get, a full view of the actual console, all of the tabs at the same time, right? So this can be also a very beneficial way, if you want to see it all at once because you don't want to tab back and forth, then, leave this open. And again, if we bring, 2 of these grouped together and we're still going to have that ability, but we can kind of look at it in a bigger view on the left-hand side, if you so desire. We also have a bypass button over here, okay? When we bypass, we won't be able to control any of the parameters, but, with this bypass, you're just getting that, internal plug-in kind of a bypass. And that's just going to give you some quick A/B kind of, am I making positive, changes to the mix or not? And, all of these little things, they'll add up in a big way for saving you time, okay? You can tell I'm amped about this because mixing with these across all the tracks, much more like a real console, is extremely beneficial because it's just, you can see a lot of your choices all at once. You can make a lot of these, bigger EQ changes, soft, say, for instance, compression changes or whatever you're trying to do before you start opening up any plugins. Similar to the tape, we're just getting a lot of these speed workflow improvements all within one interface without having to even open up an insert. Anyways, hopefully you found this helpful. Hopefully I wasn't speeding through this too fast because, my energy right now. If you did find this helpful, let me know in the comments. Let me know if there's anything about the console that you would like me to go over, and I'd be glad to jump into that. Otherwise, have yourself a good day.